In my last video, I posted a tutorial on how I recreated the upper part of the dress displayed on the screen. On today's video, I'll be showing you how I made the trouser part. If you have not seen the tutorial of the blouse, I'll put a link on my description box. Please do well to check it out. Please make sure you watch till the end and don't skip any part so that you won't miss any important information. If this is your first time seeing my video, you're welcome. Please subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you get notified once I upload a new video. Okay, I have 5.5 years of African print that I will be using for the blouse and for the trouser. Please, I will advise you use vintage or crepe fabric if you want to make this style. I use Ankara fabric for tutorial purposes and 4 years of crepe will be enough for the style. I also have my buttons here. You buy buttons, the matching color of your fabric. So I will go ahead now and fold my fabric into two. After folding my fabric into two, I mark ½ inch for sewing allowance. So from that line, I'll come down by 9 inches to mark my hip line depth. To get a perfect crotch for all body sizes, you divide your hip measurement by 4. If you are making a fitted trouser, you minus 1 inch. For me, I won't be minusing anything because I want my trouser to be in form of high waist. So I have 12 inches for my crotch depth. So I will mark my knee line. My knee line is 20 inches and my trouser length is 41 inches. I added 1 inch for sewing allowance. If you are using a crepe fabric, you have to make your trouser length to be very long. That's when you see the beauty of the trouser. So the next thing now is to divide my hip measurement by 4. I'll mark it and I will add 1 inch for sewing allowance. I will rule it straight to the crotch line depth. So after that, the next thing I'll be doing now is to divide my waist measurement by 4. From this side now, I will place quarter of my round waist measurement. I will add my 1.5 inches sewing allowance. If you want to add a dart on your trouser, you add 1 inch for your dart intake. I won't be using a dart for this Pallazo trouser, so I will connect it to my hip line the way you see me doing. After connecting it, the next thing I'll be doing now is to mark my crotch extension. For my front crotch extension, I'll be dividing my hip measurement by 20 inches. This calculation doesn't disappoint. It works for all body sizes. I have 2.4 inches. So from this corner, I'll come out by 1 inch so that it can enable me to curve my crotch very well. If you want your trouser leg to be very wide, what you will do is to rule it straight down. For me, I don't want it to be very wide. I want to shape my laps. So I will come down by 3 inches from my crotch depth to mark my thigh line. This 3 inches works for all body sizes. So what I will do now is to divide my round lap by 2. So you add 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. So I will mark it here and I will connect it. I will connect it up to my knee line. If you want your down part to be wide, you can rule it straight down. For me, I don't want it to be too wide. So what I will mark on my down part is 14 inches. When I measured what I placed on my knee line, I have 16 inches. So I just removed 2 inches from what I placed on my knee. So I will connect my lines. After connecting my line, I will confirm my measurement. Please make sure you confirm your measurement before you cut it out. So the next thing now is to cut it. I will go off camera and cut it. After cutting it, I'll come back and show you the next thing to do. Okay, this is what I have when I was done cutting it. The next thing I want to do now is to shape my knee. This shaping is optional. You can decide to leave it. So what I will do now is to mark ½ inch on this side and I will curve it the way you see me doing. Can you see what I'm doing? This is just to make the trouser to have a fish tail. On the other side, I will still repeat the same thing. I will connect it. So after that, you cut it off. Can you see what I have? The next thing I will be doing now is to fold another fabric. I'll place my front part on a folded fabric I left 2.5 inches on the upper part. If you don't have a big bum bum, you can leave 2 inches or 1.5. The 2.5 inches I left is because our back is always bigger than our front. So if you don't add it, after sewing your trouser, the back part will be very low. It will not cover your buttocks very well. So you remember to add it. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to come in by 2 inches from this side. This is because our center back is deep. If you don't do it this way, the back will be opening up. It won't relax very well. If you want to achieve that fitted trouser at the back, you come in by 2 inches. So I will replace the 2 inches on this side. You replace it so that you will not run shortage of fabric. So from here now, I will slant it to the waist. Can you see what I'm doing? Please, if you don't understand what I'm doing, make sure you ask your question on the comment box. After that, the next thing I'll be doing now is to add 1 inch ease allowance on the hip line. You add 1 inch ease allowance so that it can accommodate your big bum bum. This is very important. So I will mark the 1 inch on my thigh line, and on the knee I will mark ½ inch. I will mark the ½ inch straight down. So for my back crotch extension, I will be dividing my hip measurement by 10 inches. Whatever you got, you add ½ inch to it. This is for the back crotch. So from this line now, I will measure my 5 inches. Please remember, on the front part, we divided our hip measurement by 20 to get front crotch extension. Please take note of that. So I will mark it from these 2 inches I came in with. I will mark a dotted line to curve it. Curve it the way you see me doing. That's what you will have. After that, you slant it the way you see me doing. If you don't want your trouser to be shapeless or have a funny shape, please slant it the way I slanted mine. Alright? After that, the next thing I'll be doing now is to add my zipper allowance. I want my zip to be at the back. So I will measure down 10 inches for the length of the sleeve, and for the width I use 2 inches. After that, the next thing I will do now is to go off camera and cut it out and come back and show you what I have. Alright, I've already cut it out. Can you see what I have? So the next thing I will do now is to sew it. I'll first of all sew the front crotch, and I will sew the back from here. I will go to my sewing machine now and sew it and come back and show you. So I've done sewing it. I will open press the seam and iron it very well. This is what I have when I was done. Can you see my zipper allowance is still open for the back? So I did not sew it. This is my front. So the next thing I will do now is to place the front and back right side facing the right side. I will arrange it properly. I'll first of all hold the crotch, the both crotch. Make sure it align very well. You use your pin and hold it. You sew your crotch first. Just match it the way you see me doing. Sew it so that the length of your trouser will be equal. After doing that, you can now shape the both sides with 1.5 inches sewing allowance you added. So I will measure from my waistline to my knee length. That's where I will stop my stitches. I will sew it now and come back and show you. Okay, I'm done sewing it. This is what I have when I was done. So the 1.5 inches sewing allowance I added is because of the slit, so that it can enable you to fold it very well. I'll go ahead and fix my zip off camera. I've done fixing it. I attach my zip on the back side. Can you see what I have? So for the slit, what I will do now is that I will fold it with ½ inch first, and I will fold it again. Can you see what I'm doing? I will use my hot iron to press it down. Just follow what I'm doing, you get it right. You press it down first. After pressing it down, you use your hemming gum. You insert your hemming gum inside. Iron it again. You can stitch on it if you want. For me, I didn't stitch on it. So this is my 1.5 inches. I will still do the same thing on this side. Just take your time. And can you see the neat finishing here? It's on this 1.5 inches I folded that I'll be putting my buttonholes. So I will do the same thing on the other leg now. I will do it off camera. If you have watched up to this length and you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button to support my channel. Also turn on your notification bell so that you get notified once I upload a new video. After that, you can attach your band. For me, I won't be using a band because my trouser is already high. So what I will be doing now is to use my bias to pipe it. I will trim off the excess zipper and I will pipe it round. After piping it, I will also pipe the leg of the dress. I will pipe it off camera. So I've done my buttonhole and I've fixed my buttons. The good thing about this trouser is that you can wear it in two ways. You can open the button or you close it. Thanks for watching. Bye.